Okay. This is the first test. Second test. Test number 2. 3200 ISO, and I'm getting a reading it. Okay, in the last test I completely forgot to turn on the lights in the back. One more test. This is a test at 5000 ISO. Still trying to make it better. Okay, how does this look? This is a final setup test. For that I need to run 2 more tests. This is my attempt to, hoping to finally dial it in, get a lot of things off my chest. It's going to be an interesting test to see. This will be a sort of catharsis, letting go. S-log-709. Here I am, making content. Okay, I'm actually going to try it this time. Welcome to my humble abode. I've been putting this off for a really long time. Much longer than I'd like to admit. And by this, I mean just being honest. I'm having some issues. Okay, I'm having a lot of issues. I've been trying to formulate like an introduction, an official, just like an opening here, trying to fluff something up, and that's precisely why I stopped trying to fluff it up and just sit down and just talk and just be honest. I just don't feel like I fit in very well, and as a result of that, I have a hard time connecting. I have a hard time connecting with people. I have a hard time being myself. What is the self? What is the self? What is this about? Why are you here? Why are you here? Why are you watching this? I just feel like I'm in this perpetual wheel of self-doubt and sabotage. Please tell me, what's wrong with me? Oh shit.
What's wrong with you?
Depression is a real challenge for me. I can't afford a therapist. So here I am, and this is it. This is my form of therapy. This is my form of dealing with things, confronting. I just feel like I made a lot of mistakes. Simple as that. Look, I'm in a situation where I have the desire to create content, but I don't really know where to begin. All I could try to do is not make the same mistakes again, which I am really good at doing. Making the same mistakes again. What is this? What is this? We begin about me. I am Sansanovich. Alexander Alexandrovich. Shurik Aleynikov. Sasha Aleynikov. Alex Oley Mucha. Property of the United States government. Space monkey. Who am I? Who am I? Honestly, I'm still trying to figure that out for myself. And it's been quite a long journey to get here.
It was 15,462 days ago.
15,642 days ago? So disappointed in myself. I just need to figure out a way to shed this self-doubt, this self-deprecating mindset and behavior. How did I get here? Where am I? Why am I here? All will be answered. Not in one go. I have questions. I have questions about life. I have questions about love. I have questions about art. I have questions. You'll see. I'd like to talk to some people, find out how they got where they got. And I don't mean how you accumulated some wealth. But how did you end up homeless? Or how did you become this creative outlet for this thing that you do? I just feel pretty lost, and I've turned to the people around me for advice and input on life, not just my life, on life in general. I wanted to hear about their struggles, their challenges, how they deal with those challenges. I'm hoping to learn or maybe discover some solutions, try some alternative methods. Basically, find resolution. At least I'm doing it. At least I'm sitting here and I'm doing this, okay? That alone has been seemingly an insurmountable challenge. I've continuously put this off. This whole setup has been here for a while. I've tweaked it in every sense of the imagination. Not just because I wanted to do the best I can, but probably because I was avoiding sitting down and actually, doing it. Now, honestly, I'm gonna try to make this interesting. It's gonna start off with a little bit of a slow push, but I promise as we get going, I'm gonna make things better.
I feel like this was a therapy session.
Oh man. Wow, what a question. That is something to behold.
It's such a heavy thought just to imagine the behemoth of content over the years that I have acquired, which I just swept under the rug. We just forget about it. Just move on. It has all been just all out of fear. The regular sort of fear and ridicule that most people are terrified of. But mostly, I think it was for fear of failure. I was afraid to risk it. I was afraid to fail.
Fucking fear, man. I want to let go of fear. Fear.
And I was just tired of constantly getting ideas, not doing anything about them. So here I am, doing something about it. Admitting the fact that I have no idea. I'm sort of starting from scratch. I'm starting from nothing. I definitely want help resolving my current circumstances and producing a better life for myself, a better outcome, something to be proud of, something my parents, my family can be proud of.
What's wrong with you? I don't think there's anything wrong with you.
And here I am, 15,462 days later. I still have no clue who I am, what I'm sort of meant to be doing, or my purpose, if there is even a purpose. There's just a sort of lack of meaning in my life. This is my last go. I'm just gonna sort of throw everything I have at this. Got a lot of things to say. Got a lot of things I want to get off my chest. I've been keeping a lot in. Wow, to be honest, I don't even know where to begin. Just being straightforward instead of buttering it up and pretending that everything is just glorious when underneath you're crumbling. This is my way of dealing these circumstances, is just sort of sitting down, being honest with myself, being honest with you, saying things how they are. Sort of at the end of my rope, I guess.
Who are the famous voices inside of our heads? Who is talking in our heads? That's what is called polarization. We have polarization everywhere in this world, and every little atom has a polarization where the electrons spinning around the neutrons spinning around, the Earth is spinning around the North Polarization, South Pole. Moon is spinning around the world and the moon around the sun. And we don't realize that we have exactly the same polarization going on inside of our heads. And these are actual voices in terms of like thoughts. And there's always the one which is negative and there's the one which is positive. The negative is the one of the ego, the positive is the one of the soul. And what they're using for their instruments, they both have their arsenal of instruments and weapons, the ego is very strong and uses fear. And everything negative you ever have in your head, if it's stress or jealousy or doubts or self-doubts, whatever it is, it's all leads straight back to fear. And the good polarization, the soul, has love. And that is trust, having hope, sharing, openness. So they both have their long list, and this is going on non-stop inside of our head. Yeah, we have to be careful of who we listen to. The ego wants to fuck you up, literally. The more you believe in that you are alone, as better job it does. These are the two voices inside. I had a lot of negative. The bad wolf. You know, like the Indian Cherokee Indians have the saga, the saying that there is constantly two wolves who are fighting, the good wolf and the bad wolf, and the wolf who you feed is the one who's going to win the battle.
I'm gonna need a lot of external hard drives from all this blabbering. I documented so many different, incredible, painful, dark, beautiful experiences which no one has ever seen. I'm gonna take this opportunity to revisit some of that content, why it is that I buried it, see why it is that the project or the material that I shot didn't work out. This is my chance. This is my chance to learn about who I am. I'm gonna look back at the stuff I failed at miserably, as well as succeeded. I'm trying to take some risks here. Hopefully receive a little healing. I guess the time is now.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.